Holy smokes. Listen, y'all, today has been crazy. Sorry to have to push it back a little bit. Obviously, we had to do, or I had to do that because of my daily schedule with a day job, which, you know how this goes. If you know of a sponsor, come on, we need them. We want that. We need sponsorships to make this whole thing work. There is some crazy news that's coming. If you haven't seen it yet, Instagram and Facebook have already been changed. Drag Driver Pete is now dragondrive.com. Y'all, this has been something we've been working on for a couple weeks since this whole list thing started. So, to give you a little background, I knew Sick Week was going to absolutely change my life. I knew it was going to elevate where I wanted to be, and we were going to take it to the next level with coverage and things like that for Drag and Drive events. So I created Drag Driver Pete. In doing that, that also put us in contact with Hyde from Midwest Drags and some other, like 5 other events that they host, and started, basically a daily conversation with Hyde, and it has grown. And y'all, this is a big deal. It's a big deal. So I took the time, I built dragdriverpete.com. That will go away. Everything now being branded dragondrive.com is going to be awesome. So essentially, if you haven't seen it yet, we put together a fastest 100 list for 2021 and 2022. 2022 is obviously just Sick Week, but there was tons of updates. If you haven't seen the live stream from this morning at 7 a.m. Or 7:30 a.m., you need to go watch it after this because it's really cool. I do feel like I'm getting a little tinny noise back in here again. I've got one wall covered with the sound deadener, but obviously got to get more ordered. Anyways, you guys are just going to have to deal with it tonight. Here's the thing: we have so now we have the top 100, the fastest 100. We also have the fastest 25 for each 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 second class ET brackets, I guess is what you call. Hey, Ashley. Hi. Nice to see you again. We have all of those on the page, but guys, the coolest thing happened today, and it's not going to be on the site for a few days because there is so much information that came through. The Gebhardts, Billy Gebhardt specifically, since 2005 has kept records of Hot Rod Drag Week in a spreadsheet and has updated it every year. Y'all, I made it through about 2 of these things, and there's so much information. What's up, Justin? Hey, Hot Rod Dave. Hey, squirrel. Yep, that's exactly what happens, Jonathan. Hey, Richard. Justin, what's up, man? The information from Billy Gebhardt is absolutely awesome. I cannot thank them enough. I feel like that is only going to make me dig deeper down into what the fastest 100 means, because now we can see he actually kept a top 100 list for all, like a running list for all of Hot Rod Drag Week. So we run the fastest 100 for every Drag and Drive event. All of his stuff is Hot Rod Drag Week centric. And then after Billy passed, his family kept going with the list and kept providing more and more information to it. So thank you so much to the Gebhardts. If you don't know, Dale drives the little Gremlin with the big block, whatever is in it. I think big block Mopar engine probably weighs as much as that car. Does big, huge wheelies, all that kind of stuff. Always on the Drag and Drive event. They provided this info, and it's amazing. I keep saying awesome because that's my main word. I'm going to get a shirt that says, Mike, it's awesome. But there's all kinds of stuff there. To be able to go back to 2005 and see what kind of times those guys ran in 2005 compared to now, and see how that affects the list. He breaks it down by year. So again, there's 13 or 18 years of run time there. Let's see, 2015. Yeah, 18 years of running, and then it's broken down by ETs and top 100 and everything, class winning results. It's absolutely wild what we are about to have in our hands. And not just us. This, we're putting all this together for everybody that watches this and is a drag and drive enthusiast, So with all of that info, we can provide that event promoters and sponsors, or not sponsors, but announcers can use that info and see what somebody ran. Maybe somebody's been running Hot Rod Drag Week for 12 years in a row and they've finished every year, and that's something you want to say as they come up to the line. We'll just have that much more information available to us. I will say, once we went to Sick Week, there was a lot of stuff there that we had never seen before because of the part of the country. And so it'll be interesting to see how many people populate across all the lists that we put together, because with having all of that from the Gebhardts, I now feel like, okay, well, maybe I could go grab all the info from Midwest Drags 2019, because we have it from 2021. So could I go grab all that from 2019? Do I go ahead and grab Race Week and Rocky Mountain 2020 and 2019 and on back to 2015, I guess, is the first year that Matt put that on. Can we get all that information now? Is that something that I want to dive into? Because I mean, there is a lot of stuff there. Like, as an example, with the 9 through 14 second classes at the top 25 and the fastest 100, which for 2021, none of that overlaps. So 2021, well, I guess actually two people from the fastest 100 and the top 25 9-second cars overlap. That's it. So you have 248 different names that we can go and we can share. We can get stories from all of that. And again, we're only doing it. This is digital. We're going to do this digitally. If you want all of this in print and all that kind of stuff, Sick the Mag really is pushing the envelope for all of Drag and Drive coverage, and thank them for that. I don't know if you've been reading the articles in there instead of just looking at the cool pictures. I know when we got the first one, the second one, I flipped through to see if my car was in there, and that was it. I put it back in the envelope. Since then, I've gotten them out and I've read some articles, and the stuff is great. I love it that they are allowing regular people to write articles, which I'm going to go over that here in just a little bit, but they're really leading the charge on Drag and Drive content. And, we're trying to fill some holes and gaps. And really the fastest 100 started because of my interest in just statistics and how many people have finished and how many people did this and how many people did that within the community. I will say the articles that I'll put out today, because I did an article, I don't know, spotlight, I don't know what you call it, the other day on 3 articles from issue 6, but I flipped through issue 5 yesterday and today, and one of the first ones is the 3 Great Questions by Brian Loans. You'll have to read it. I will say it hit hard today. It's basically, I'm not going to let you know the questions, but it is his conversation, recapped with Keith Turk one night after Hot Rod Drag Week over some beers, and how he basically went through this conversation with Keith and then on into what he does now. So it was really motivating. It pushed me, which is what it was supposed to do, I'm sure. And then it tells his story, which helps a little bit with that too. And then the other article is Married to a Drag Weeker by Linda Kratz. I'll just tell you my favorite part. You have to read the whole article, but it's really good. It says, my favorite part is, at work, I had my headphones on and the live stream displayed on my second screen, waiting for the text to say he's coming up soon. When he was in the burnout box, I put the sound on my laptop, apologized to my coworkers, and got my phone out to video the run. She then records it. He takes off, makes it about 50 feet, and the car brakes. The part after that story is great. Talking about the support he got, one from her, and then also at home, texting co-pilots and stuff. And then also the people that was with him and other people within the Drag and Drive community that were at the event. And my notes here say, we need supporters from home, like everybody's spouse or significant other at home that helps support them. A lot of times it's family members sharing our posts, things like that. But at the track, I think you need it almost as much, because if you are a person that is not typically asking for help, you're in the wrong boat. at the Drag and Drive community, because they're going to come over. They're going to ask if they can help you and all that kind of stuff. So it's the Sick the Mag articles are great. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry about that. It's been an awesome day. So, working within my day job and getting all of this stuff ready and making changes and things like that were really cool. One thing that's neat. So we do a driver spotlight, or Hot Rod Dave says he can't read. Oh, sorry. I missed Jonathan Stonecipher here. He said, I made that one talking about the list for Hot Rod Drag Week. Miss you forever, my friend Billy. Seemed like a cool dude. I mean, everybody that that I've heard of talk about him has been really, really good. In sharing the driver spotlights, because now that I have all of this other info, now I'm not only sharing the top 100 as a countdown, which you've seen if you've been on our Instagram or Facebook at all. Now I'm going back to like the 14-second top 25 going through. So if I send you a friend request, please friend me on Facebook so I can steal your pictures and post you in the spotlight. But we came across Brandon Hyde, who is number 2 in the 14-second top 25. It's a big, long list. I don't know how to consolidate that, but I'll figure it out. So Brandon Hyde ran like a 14.2, I think, something like that. And so I reached out to him to ask kind of the story and see if I could get some pictures. Kind of basically the same thing. If your Facebook profile is private, obviously I can't see any of your photos, so I can't steal them. Okay, it makes sense. Well, if it says 2000 Ford Mustang, then I'm stuck to trying to go through 1320 videos photo album to try and find your car, right? Which is what I had to do with Santucci yesterday, which did not help at all because I spent half the day doing that. So anyways, Brandon Hyde. So he had ordered parts back in November before Thanksgiving for his Supra. Okay. Parts did not come in like they have been for everyone. You build a 7-second capable Toyota Supra with 2JZ, parts are not going to be as plentiful as like a Turbo LS, right? So he ends up driving 2 days before Sick Week. They drive 1,400 miles round trip to pick up this Mustang GT, basically mostly stock car, stick, and drive it home. 1,400 miles round trip. Then 2 days later, drive 1,400 miles down to Florida from wherever they are. And I think he's Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So I just did a write-up on it. But the one thing that is so cool about that story is nobody would have ever told that story, ever, never, if he hadn't made the top 25 14-second class, right? Or 14-second ET list. I don't know. Help me out. Give me some options here in the chat. So that's, I think, what I love so much about gathering the list and being able to bring that to everybody that's out there. I did a write-up on Brady Bluma's C10 truck yesterday. It'll drop. And then we're also adding a blog spot on the draganddrive.com page to where I can take all of these, add pictures and things like that, and post them on there so they'll live forever out on the interwebs. So that's pretty cool. And it's going to be interesting to me to see how many more stories we come up with, not just about Plan B cars, because, I mean, this dude drove 1,400 miles just to get a Plan B car. Like, he could have went and rented something. He probably could have saved some money and drove his daily and races daily, but that wasn't as fun. Now he said he's going to daily the Mustang and have some fun with it, and probably not upgrade it until after the Supra is done. The goal for the Supra is to run 7s by the end of summer, and then it'll become his next drag and drive car. Here's the second part of what's cool about knowing all of that and knowing what I'll be doing with the list is I'll take that info. So Sick Week 2022, let's say he doesn't make an event the rest of this year, doesn't complete an event, whatever. Say he goes back Sick Week 2023, brings the car out, averages an 850. As we pull 2023's list or the end of 2022's list, because we're updating it after every event, will we see his name? And out next to that, we'll have like the 14-second ET, and then he'll have like an 870 ET for his new average. What will that allow us to do? What story does that tell? So then that sparks interest in my brain to go, hey, I need to reach out to that guy. What did he do to make that much difference? Because when I'm looking at just the raw data, all I see is the time. And I'm like, holy crap, this go from, an all stock car to some crazy twin turbo setup, So I think it's going to allow a lot of really neat stories that never get told, except in probably Sick the Mag. A lot of that stuff gets told, but not every car. I mean, they don't have the capacity to tell a story of 1,150 cars finishing in 2021. They don't have that capability. We have that bandwidth as far as being able to write a simple article or share a simple post on Facebook with 2 or 3 pictures of that person's car and, the snippet of what we think is neat. But to make that happen, when I send you a message on Facebook or Instagram, you got to get back to me. You got to let me know all that stuff. Let's see if there's any other. Nope, no more comments on that. Thank you again for coming in. I know this was very last minute. All right, let's get to some news stuff because obviously if you haven't heard, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, that's the key thing there. Everybody keeps freaking out about it being Eastern time because before 9 a.m. or for years previous, Hot Rod Drag Week did their registration on Pacific time. So that would mean 1 o'clock Eastern, but no, it's 9 a.m. Eastern time for everybody that is on the West Coast. Drink coffee early, get ready to hit some buttons because you're going to be in. Like there's 400 spots available. The returning class winners, I think, are how they are offered early entry. If you don't get in, definitely get on the wait list. And if you watched the live stream from probably a week and a half ago, I think, with David Williams and Zach Bloom and whoever else was on there. Sorry, friend. Just show up. Like, be at the event. Unless they're way oversold, then, that could be an issue. But 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, March 12th, 2022, is registration for Hot Rod Drag Week. I have a link on the Facebook page. If you don't know what it is, like go on and look. Obviously, dragandrive.com is our Facebook page, but then you can go into motortrend.com or hotrod.com and get there. There is no registration page today, so you can't open it up on your phone or open it up on a computer. I will say the computers will refresh faster, and there's a lot more opportunity, at least with Race Week, to get in using a computer as compared to using your phone. So if you have the opportunity, jump in that. If you don't get in, definitely get on the wait list. If you want to be moved up, they said, hang on, I posted it on the Facebook page as well. Let me scroll down here through all my posts today because it's a lot of them. All right. If you do not get in, you can get on the wait list by emailing dragweek@motortrend.com. But they said, please wait until after registration to email them. If you were emailing them to get on the wait list, you may also, I would highly recommend, giving a resume of the car, what it's completed. And then if you've done other drag and drive events, try and make yourself, let's not say worthy of breaking the rules and maybe moving up the wait list, but if they just have somebody's name and phone number compared to a person that says, hey, I didn't make registration, but I have a 2000 Mustang GT that runs 8s, that drags the bumper off the back of it, doing wheelies at the track all the time. I've completed 3 other drag and drive events, and I want to mark off Hot Rod Drag Week off of my bucket list. Please let me in. I would say they're probably going to be more likely to choose the second one if they have the opportunity to choose. That leads right into fuel prices, because in some of the conversations I've had with people, it sounds like there's maybe some veteran drag weekers that aren't going, which, obviously opens up spots for rookies, which is always a huge plus. So if you are a rookie and you get into Hot Rod Drag Week, please send us a message. I'd love to talk to you. We have some previous episodes that are talking about drag and drive events. We teamed up with some veterans and rookies, brought everybody together, kind of did all this for six pods of Sick Week. And then we've done it with other Race Week and Rocky Mountain stuff too. I want to definitely start telling stories of Drag Week, but we've got Midwest Drags and Rocky Mountain 1.0 coming up. So if you are entered in either of those events, please also send us a message. Would love to talk to you. Love to give you a spotlight on the page and on Instagram, just because we want more and more people to be able to watch your event coverage, watch more and more of your enjoyment of the event. So that leads me into post on Instagram a little more often than what you do currently. Brady Bluma, that is right, directed 100% to you. Someone tag him in the comments and tell him to watch at 21 minutes, because he needs to post more over there. I would appreciate that, because it allows me to steal more pictures. So where are we at? We're at fuel prices. So fuel prices are going to, it sounds like, change a few of the people's long distance travel. So, if there's some California guys, they may not go to Drag Week. They may not go to Miles of Mayhem. They may not go to Sick Week. Well, probably not. I mean, next year is a long way away. We'll see what happens by then. But if you have changed direction on an event because of recent fuel prices, let me know. I'd like to discuss why and the difference in fuel that you're seeing. Like, what's the difference in cost to do that? So there's just a lot of stories that we're not telling that we can tell, because we have unlimited availability here. So right now I'm going through and providing a lot of data stuff, people's placement and things like that on the site, but I want it to be a lot more than that. I want you to be able to go on there and see 4 or 5 different things every day that we can post, that will provide updates, that will give you new opportunities to learn about events. There's a ton of regional drag and drives that are coming up. Draganddrive.com is a great spot to check those out. We have an events page. If you know of I would say an overnight drag and drive or a 2 or 3 day, please let me know. You can jump on draganddrive.com and see if it's there. You can also see if it is, if it's not, you can message me on Facebook, on Instagram, and tell me what it is, and I can do the research from there. We've got King of the Open Road, which we had Jared Holt on the other night. We're getting that event added. Should be added tomorrow, I would think, once the system updates tonight or Monday, one of the two. So we've got that. So that's 2 April events. That's our event, the Circuit 2022. That is a drag and drive at Mocan Dragway. We race Friday night, drive to Sedalia, Missouri Saturday for a cruise night for the 301 streetcars, and then cruise back on Sunday and race again. That'll be our 4th time to do that. King of the Open Road with Jared Holt and Thunder Valley starts at Thunder Valley. It's really cool. They do like a heads up eliminations bracket on Sunday after you drive a 300-mile loop on Saturday with everybody. Pretty neat. I really like the way that style is set up. They're going to have, he's talking like having a band and everything. April 29th through May 1st. So I'm trying to work it out. I'm going to be a pit announcer or not pit announcer, I guess, at a car show, but whatever. May 13th in Texas. So I'm trying to figure out if I can make all 3 of those events work and still keep my family happy. That's with all the travel and all of the additional time I'm spending on this stuff, we don't want to forget them, because they are who makes all of this possible. All right. Anthony Ferguson says he's working every Saturday so he can get to Summit Drags. Dude, I'm so excited. I've never been to any of the tracks that Midwest Drags is going to, and for Sick Week, I ran around with my iPhone and GoPro and recorded probably 40 different people, little 1-minute interviews. For Midwest Drags, I'll be running around with like a real camera and be on the live stream and interviewing folks in the pits. We'll also be getting a ton of content from the road, kind of not 1320-esque, but there will definitely be some stuff that we'll cover that typically you wouldn't see until after 1320 edits their video. We should maybe be able to see some of that sooner. So it'll be cool to not just be watching the cars make passes. We'll also be talking to folks. And, Midwest Drags has a cutoff at 10:05. So it'll be fast cars all day. Should be all day, every day. If you Midwest Drags is a good opportunity. If you don't get into Hot Rod Drag Week and you didn't get into Rocky Mountain, you can still submit to go into Midwest Drags. They're needing, as of 2 days ago, they were still needing 62 people. He said they had a huge Thursday, so I don't know what that means as far as like huge. So, I mean, there are probably still 50 cars for it. So if you want to submit to it, I think it is, I don't know. I'll pull it up here in just a second. Just go to MidwestDrags.com. I'm sure they have a registration part there. All right. Now, this, there's a part where I don't want to make anybody mad, but there's a little bit of drama that can kind of come into this this style of event because of so many big names have always done and competed and all that kind of stuff. Let me get that. Let's open a beer because it's 5:36 here. And before we get into the names that are not on the 2022 Drag and Drive completed list, because this is fun stuff. And I have emails out to the Midwest Drags team and June and Matt at Rocky Mountain Race Week to see if some of these names are on the list for maybe one of those events. These are guys, again, that did not finish or did not compete in Sick Week for 2022. So they are not on the fastest 100 list for 2022. And so I pulled these names from people that completed events, and these are the fastest 11 cars that what's up, Streetcar Chronicles? These are the fastest 11 cars that aren't on the fastest 100 list. Okay. Dave Schroeder, listen, everybody knows what happened. Motor let go. I think he got one full pass, if even that. Alex Taylor, guys, Alex Taylor's not on the list. She's not on the fastest 100. She completed like 3 drag and drives in 2021. She's not even on the list for 2022 yet. Tom McGilton, Tom Bailey. I didn't say that. Lonnie Tibbs, Randall Reed, Rick Steinke, Dan Saitz, Saitz, Stephen Chechik, Derek Bieri, Bieri, and Andrew Dopita. There's 84 people that did not. Let's see. I can't remember how many people were on this list total that were also not on that, but I didn't really care about the slow guys. I wanted to talk about the fast ones because, I mean, you start talking about names like Dave Schroeder, Alex Taylor, Tom Bailey, Tom McGilton. Those guys, I mean, those are big, heavy hitters that, that aren't on the 2022 list yet. So my main thought in sending the emails to Matt and June and the Midwest Drags team was, did they attempt Sick Week, and are they going to attempt, either Midwest Drags or Rocky Mountain Race Week? Because those are the only 2 events that have had registration as of today. Obviously, let's see. Oh, Devin Vanderhoof. Yep. Well, but now I don't know if I don't think Devin was on the list for 2021. Those are the folks that I'm concerned with. Was the fastest of the fast for 2021 that are not on the 2022 list yet, because that can change things so much. I mean, think about, we have, Joel Clark is number 100 on the fastest 100 list right now with a 10-1. Well, the fastest 100 for 2021 was a 9-0. I don't remember that guy's name. Sorry. It was a 9-0. So, like, will we see some 860s, 870 cars complete, a drag and drive event as the fastest and be the number 100? Are we going to see that kind of time? I mean, it's just, we already have so many more people in the 6s 2022 compared to 2021, and we've only had one event. So what does Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 look like? And we're 3 events in with only 2 left, because you go from 1.0 and then you jump 3 months and you do 2.0 and then you do Hot Rod Drag Week. Hot Rod Drag Week is literally the last major event of 2022. right now. Now, unless somebody goes crazy like Tom Bailey and Luke did earlier in the year and went and put Sick Week on in the matter of 3 months. I mean, they went from, hey, that would be kind of a cool idea to a full-blown event. Unless somebody goes and does that and, hosts what we consider a major event, which is a 4 or 5 day race, with top tier tracks, things like that. I mean, is Hot Rod Drag Week going to finish this out? Is Hot Rod Drag Week going to be the pinnacle? Is that what's going to, how many people are going to just turn it up like crazy on Drag Week? And not that the fastest 100 list is anything right now, but what's it going to be by the time we get to Drag Week? What's it going to be after we get done with Midwest Drags? What's going to happen after Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0? With those being so close, is someone on, let's be honest, we're all competitive, mainly with ourselves on drag and drive stuff. But really, you start putting my name against somebody else, I'm like, man, could I have gone faster? I looked at like the 10-second class. I mean, those guys, I think the top 6 were separated by like 0.00 something, it was 0.26 or something like that for the top 6 cars. That's insanity. All right. Later, Dave. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for stopping in. Justin Conrad says, yeah, he was not, but it's a proven 6-second car, but not a proven drag and drive 6-second car yet. Yeah, that's a whole topic for a whole nother conversation, because there's a lot of guys that are very, very fast. But I think Devin learned it's way different than going fast off the trailer and then putting it back on the trailer and go. I do know I think he's competed in maybe the Carolina Drag Cruise last year. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. I think he's done one. No. Never mind. Sorry. Sick Week was going to be his first one. So it's going to be interesting to see him lean into this community, because I'll tell you, and just like Brandon said earlier when him and I were messaging back and forth, it changes you. You want to go to every event, because especially for fast guys, I would think it would make you want, that is the pinnacle of fast. If you are fast at the track, that's great. If you're fast over 5 days and driving your shit for 1,000 miles, that's real deal right there. I mean, nobody can say anything about anything then, and Devin's car is super, super cool. Let's see. What else did I have on here? I got people messaging me. Hang on. It looks like it's Danny Fatka. I thought it was talking about the room. And yes, I do need to get a little more sound deadening in here, and I'm working on that. I actually ordered, I think I'm going to order a bunch from Alibaba. Anybody done a bunch of Alibaba with that stuff? Oh, here we go. Justin said that I know not finishing left him with a bitter taste in his mouth. He made a video on his YouTube channel about it. I have to go watch that. That'd make a good update as well. That's what's crazy about this stuff. Like everything, I'm having to consume so much content to bring content. Like my ultimate goal would be to bring you guys a major post update from each of the major drag and drive community pages, like the Rocky Mountain Race Weekers, RMRWers, Sick the Mag group, Drag and Drive Racers Facebook group every day. But I can't find the time between working. So, again, we talked about sponsors earlier. You can do that. That also helps. And then trying to decide if we should probably put a Patreon together, just because of the amount of travel that's going to come and the ability for you guys to get even more background stuff. What else should we talk about? That's my list. I can't believe so many people are still not on the fastest 100 list. As I look at this thing in and out every day, it's pretty amazing. What else should we talk about? Got Streetcar Chronicles here giving the old side eye. I guess he's saying he wants to be fast. He's building Mike Honcho, and hopefully we'll have it done for our Drag and Drive on April 8th, which is in a month. So that's an exciting event. That reminds me, I didn't hear back from the host hotel for Pittsburgh, Kansas today. So I'll need to jump off here in a few minutes and talk with them. Let me see if I've got some notes for my upcoming Drag and drive, or yeah, daily dose of drag and drive. I feel like I went through a ton of stuff there really, really fast. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I am recording tomorrow a video for the 12 things you didn't know about drag and drive. And let's run through some of those so you guys can laugh along with me. Let me see here. I think I sent that to Jonathan and Rob Lipinski. Because if you don't know, those two dudes are awesome on one hand, and then secondary, they've been on a bunch of these, so they can kind of walk us through some of that. Oh, hang on, we're almost there. It's amazing how many people you message. There we go. All right. 5 things you didn't know about drag and drive. This is for obviously some newbies and for all of us veterans to have a little fun with. 1, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Tom Bailey broke on day 1 of his own event, and by day 3, you want to fight your co-pilot. Number 2, it's very hard. Drag and drive is very hard. You pack, unpack, change wheels and tires, check fluids, burn your hand, run low on money, and then etc. I've got more stuff to add to that. Number 3, this one was my biggest struggle. Was it's hard to go back to work. Jonathan, I'll see your comment there. I'll say the same. You'll hate going back to reality, but you won't know why. The reason you will hate to go back to reality is because you've been around like-minded people for so long, and you'll be in restaurants and you can hear people talking about cars, and you can go over and talk to them, and you walk out in the parking lot and there's cool cars. But once you get home, there's not cool cars everywhere. There's not 300 other people that are driving something neat, or 400 or 500 other people that are driving something neat, that are doing what you're doing, that are going along the same route as you are. Oh, man, I already miss it. You brought too much. Number 4, you brought too much stuff: tools, clothes, stereo, random tools and parts. Because this is what we always said: it doesn't weigh that much, throw it in, right? How many times have you done that and then you never touched the torque wrench that Justin and I brought because we thought, oh man, we may need that? Didn't even touch it. We literally could have done everything with channel locks and a crescent wrench. Everything we fixed on the car could have been done with that stuff, and a 9/16. And then number 5, something will break, malfunction, stumble, no matter how much you have prepared. And it's okay, because there's people there to help you put it back together. That last one is, that's why I love drag and drive. And then obviously, Jonathan Stonecipher put, you forget to eat. As a bonus, you forget to eat. He said he'll eat at least twice next time, which is true. You never eat. You go a full day. You eat in the morning because you grab something from the place, from the hotel, and then you run outside, you get in the car and you're gone, and it's 8:00 at night and you're like, I haven't eaten anything. And you pick up McDonald's and it sucks and the fries suck. And you're like, why did I eat this? And why didn't I just go to Waffle House? So Waffle House, you need to sponsor us, because we're going to eat at Waffle House every time. What I was talking about Jonathan Stonecipher a while ago, I'll put it up on the screen for everybody that is on YouTube, because we're on YouTube and Facebook both. If you haven't done it yet, please share this out on Facebook. I'm only going to be on another probably 10 minutes. I've got to work on the old truck, which is what he's talking about here. Don't forget to tell everyone how Stanley is going to get outran by a 4-door streetcar next month. I always love a little bit of trash talk, and Jonathan, sadly, is the person that can back it up. So it's going to be a lot of fun to just kick his ass with the old truck. The old truck is the Turbo LS. It's going to get a new tune. It's going to get the turbo rebuilt, and we're going to turn it up. I've got new leaf spring bushings here. That's what I'm working on tonight. So new leaf spring bushings. We're going to build a traction bar for it, or a torque arm for it. And so hopefully we can hit it with a little bit of power and it not just blow the tires off. Streetcar Chronicles said I'm still not back to normal after 2.0 last year. Dude, that's the struggle. It's really hard, because you, for a week of your life, 120 or 140 or 160 something hours of your life is literally surrounded by friends and people with the same mentality that you have. Like you can go to the parking lot at 2:00 in the morning in the hotel because you can't sleep, and there's people working on their stuff. You can do it at 4:00 in the morning. You can get out and drive around the town and see people in parking lots at other hotels. It's amazing. Michael Borgen on Facebook here says, I know it's kind of rough for people to see, but it seems to be a Volvo in the top 3 both years still. Someone needs to fix that. Hey, listen, that car's fast. Imagine how much faster that car would be if it wasn't a brick. Yeah, Richard says that the Volvo needs to stay in the top 3. Dan Chandler says, can't wait. Tonight is like Christmas Eve for me. Hot Rod Drag Week sign up in the morning. Again, 9 a.m. Eastern, March 12th. Sign up for Hot Rod Drag Week. If you do not get in, immediately email dragweek@motortrend.com and get on the wait list. My tip with that is to put what you have completed, drag and drive events you have completed or DNF'd, what car you're bringing, why you are someone they should not pass over. Do it as soon as you can, because there's going to be a rush. 6 weeks sold out. It made people mad. Rocky Mountain Race Week sold out. It made people mad. Listen, get on it. You can get into these events. If you were planning to go to those events, you already have the time off work, just get your car ready, send them a message, say, hey, can I show up and wait on the day of? Now, I know that's a big gamble for a lot of people, but like Sick Week, they had 341 people start day 1. There were 9 open spots. If 9 more people had shown up, they could have gotten in. Let's see what Anthony Ferguson. Do you have a top list for distance driven to the host track from home without a tow vehicle? No. There's one person that would be on top of that, and that's Rich Guido. I think for as long as we would have been holding that event or holding that list, it would be Rich Guido. So if you have someone you would like to nominate for that, come on, we'll do it. There's some fun stuff we can do with awards, which are things like that towards the end of the year once we gather all of the info for the entire year. There's all kinds of neat stuff that we can do with it. We just need help. We don't need help on the back end. We need help on the front end. We need help people sharing posts that they find interesting. I'm not asking you to share every post. Just share posts that you find interesting. If one of your friends gets a spotlight, share that. You know, share when I post about one of the list spots, share that. When I post about the dragandrive.com fastest 100 list, post about that, share that out. You know, there's a lot of people that don't even know what a drag and drive event is, and they can come across that because of us doing that. Streetcar Chronicles said he's showing up to 2.0 if he doesn't get in the traditional way. And that's, I mean, I think that's, he said he's not road weekend again. And I felt like he went, I'm not road weekend again. Oh. In his Randall Sandwich voice, which is like Randy Savage's brother, if you didn't catch that reference. What else do we need to talk about, guys? What else? I'm trying to think. There were some Hot Rod Drag Week rule changes. I don't know what they were before. I know methanol was a big deal in one of them. It's actually put a couple people away turned a couple people away from entering the event just because of the amount of time and money it takes to change over the car to get there. And then fuel prices. I really am interested to see what fuel prices will affect stuff. You know, I really don't watch any news at all. I live in my own little bubble world here of drag and drive events, but it'll be interesting to see, you know, will that open up more spots as fuel, you know, either stabilizes or whatever? Will it change the way people attend an event? You know, are we going to build cars that get mileage instead of smileage? Jonathan Stonecipher says, I'll sponsor a trophy to be sent out to the number 100 car at the end of the year this year. Dude, that's awesome. I love it. That's awesome. Okay, perfect. I'm putting that down. I'm screenshotting that now. That's cool, man. I think we're going to have a ton of stuff like that as we go along. I think there's going to be some real opportunity for people to have fun with it, and all that. So, Streetcar Chronicle said he did and hit the enter key really hard when he said he wasn't doing Road Week again. All right, guys, I've been on 45 minutes. Obviously, we're not calling this a quick cut or a daily dose of drag and drive because we covered so much stuff. Again, all drag drive repeat is now draganddrive.com. Dragdriverepeat.com will go away and everything will be moved over to draganddrive.com that is not already there. Again, I'll have a blog post, blog page to where I can do vehicle and driver spotlights, and then also news updates. The YouTube channel for probably the next 3 days will still be Drag Drive Repeat because I couldn't get the name to change right away. So I'm sure it's got to be some kind of submission to Google and all that kind of stuff. So it will eventually become draganddrive.com as well. And everything that you want to know, if I'm not covering it, message me. Tell me what I'm not doing right. I would love to do better. I did have somebody ask today if I'll put together a stick shift list. We may do a top 25 stick shift or something like that. The hard part is if a manual transmission is run in another class, unless I am there at an event or someone can tell me to be watching for this person or something, if they're not running in the stick shift class, I have no way to know in the information that I am provided as of 2021 and for Sick Week, because I don't want to have information that is, I don't want the event hosts to go out of their way to gather information just for this. So that's probably my hard part. I don't want to be in their way. Obviously, first year, second year, we may need that stuff just because of the amount of sponsorships and things like that are in the works. So anyways, draganddrive.com. If you haven't done it yet, please go over there. There's 2021 stats, 2022 stats. Again, we're bringing all of the Billy Gebhardt information from 2005 to 2021 Hot Rod Drag Week. We're bringing all of that information over probably a couple more days. I mean, I would even say maybe middle of next week before we can get all of that out, because we want it to be 100% right when we put it in the world, because I don't think this information has been seen by anybody before. So we want to make sure, one, it's easily readable, and then two, his memory is preserved in a way that they are proud of. Because, I mean, they didn't have to give us that information. They didn't have to provide that. We are so appreciative of them allowing us to bring that information to you guys, that he worked a long time on gathering all that. I mean, it's 17 years of information there that he kept up through all that time, either on a thumb drive or a floppy disk, whatever they did in 2005 to keep all that. So again, we're really appreciative of that. I can't thank them enough. And I cannot wait to see how that changes the information that I can provide, how that will allow me to, run stats that everybody probably thinks is boring, but I love it just because of the fact that it tells us the story of somebody that has competed in 10 or 15 events, and how their time has changed. Have they done it on the same car? It just allows more and more stories. And again, brings it all circles back to bringing the drag and drive community to more and more and more people. And you know how it is. If folks aren't cool enough, they're not going to stay in this community anyways. They may show up for an event, but they're not going to stick around. If Jonathan Stonecipher is in here, I do want to tell him I use the forever or never all the time. He said in the very first podcast when I was doing 2.0 in 2021, he said, you'll either be a forever participant or a never participant. And we were sitting in a circle with the mics talking, and it's a great one. I'll link it in the description, because one of his friends is a never. He did not enjoy it. He didn't like the lack of sleep. He didn't like the constant running. But I think we've proven that I'm a forever. Now we're looking to attend three Drag and Drive events this year with Sick Week, Midwest Drags, and Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. Anthony Harville popping in here right at the last second. Loving all the stats, dude. There's so much more coming. If you're just getting here, we have Billy Gebhardt's info from 2005 to 2021 Hot Rod Drag Week, and within that, he's got a top 100 list for all of Drag Week, all of the history of Drag Week. So it's going to be really cool. He broke down one thing I forgot earlier. He broke down averages, but he also broke down the fastest ET, which I think is really cool. So I think it's going to be a ton of stuff. Ryan Hargett said, thanks for what you're doing. It's going to be really fun. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for paying attention to that stuff. Again, like I said earlier, the way to help right now is to share posts, draganddrive.com, Facebook, and Drag and Drive on Instagram. I think it's just Drag and Drive on Instagram, drag-in-drive.com. On there, and just share those and help people find out about us. And we would love to have conversations. Send messages if you haven't done it yet of stuff you think that is really neat, or stories that you think we should tell, like the Brandon Hyde story. Nobody would have ever told that today if he had not, if I had not been messaging, one with a friend request, and then two asking about the thing. Yeah, and really that's why. So Anthony Harville says Drag and Drive people love stats to brag with, and that's why we added the top 25 9-second through 14-second ET ranges in each class. So you have a top 25, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14-second range. Really, because fortunately or unfortunately, those guys would have never been on the fastest 100 list. I mean, to say like. Right now, only the 9-second and a few of the 10-second guys would be on the fastest 100, only because we've only had one event. Are we gonna see some 850? Is it going to be like an 870, 880? Can we run some over under gambling? Is that okay in this? I mean, the gamble on everything else. Can we do that with Drag and Drive results for Hot Rod Drag Week? But I would think with 2021 events. 2021 fastest 100 list being a 908 to be number 100. Are we going to, obviously we're going to see faster stuff because we already have a lot faster cars. Are we going to see some 860s, 870s? Is that what it's going to take to be in the fastest 100? So if that's the case, we're missing we would have missed such a wide range of people to brag about, just like what you're talking about. With the 9, and the reason I'm so interested in the top 25 for the 9 through 14 second is because those, a lot of times those people they're not all out. There may be an 11-second car that slows down to run 12 O's. Well, you may have, I think the first 10 or 12 people in the 12-second range are a 12 O something. Like, out of 1,100 and something people that finished, 12 of them are 12-0 something for 2021 events. So what's it going to look like at the end of 2022? I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump on. Morning times will probably be my daily dose of Drag and Drive live streams, and it'll be capped at 15 minutes. It'll be quick news updates that I'll do 2 or 3 times a week. I know I say daily, but it's really not daily. Daily dose of Drag and Drive just worked really well for the name. And then obviously, if you haven't done it yet, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff will be Drag and Drive, drag-in-drive for all of our stuff on that part. And again, I want to thank Sick the Mag for bringing out such an awesome magazine. It is really cool. I mean, I have issue 5 and 6 on my desk. I carry it to work. I carry it home every day, and I try and flip through and read at least one article during the day because it allows me to, still live, feel like Drag and Drive life. And then, of course, our long format live streams that I turn into podcasts are typically Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And that allows me to talk to other Drag and Drive participants. We are wrapping up our Sick Week coverage this week with Stephen Mask and some of his friends. This coming Wednesday, 3 314 or something like that. 316, wrapping it up with him. And then we'll start moving into more our event, which is the Circuit 2022 Drag and Drive event. And then King of the Open Road with Thunder Valley and Jared Holt coverage. And then on, obviously, after that, right into Midwest Drags and Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 coverage and participants and people telling stories and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, I'm rambling. All right. I said I was going to be done 10 minutes ago, and now I'm really done. Bye.